Welcome back to Great Day SA. There's a place that's goal is to help keep your kiddos away from the screens and into discovery, and also bring history to life, and today some animals to life. Joining me this morning with the details on their newest exhibit is Jerry Ayer. Thank you so much for being with us.
Of course, it's my pleasure.
Jerry, you're a wildlife specialist and conservationist. Did I say that correctly, the second word?
Correct.
Perfect, okay. And you have a new exhibit over at the Science Mill that's really showing people and kids animals up close and personal.
Yeah, absolutely. We like to promote conservation through education, and we feel that by teaching people about animals, they're more likely to respect them and protect them than if they don't know about them, then maybe they just don't care as much.
Okay, and so what exactly, you said 20 animals will be on display similar to these guys here. What will people see? Them in their natural habitat, in their stance of protection? I don't know, he looks kind of confused or leery here, right? So what would people expect when they come?
Well, people can expect to see a variety of animals in like a fun, educational, and interactive format. We have some really cool exhibits that people are going to be involved with it and do some problem solving as well. And to give you a little bit of a teaser, we've got a lion, tiger, bear, oh my. We've got an anteater and an aardvark. And to see both of those in the same setting is really cool because most people don't even know the difference between the two, but to see them up close, you can see how they're different animals and all sorts of other animals.
That is very neat, very educational. So let's get into it with the guys that we have here on the table. This is a river otter, and this is a lemur?
Yes, this is a river otter and a lemur. So the North American river otter, he's probably the most abundant otter species, but surprisingly little is known about their life in the wild. But they usually live alone or in pairs, but they are known to socialize in large groups. But they have some really interesting physical and behavioral characteristics. If you look at his head, his ears and his eyes are up on the top of his head, and that's for surface swimming, but he's also a great diver, and he can dive down underneath the water almost 40 feet, hold his breath for almost 4 minutes. He's got a really cool nictitating membrane, which is a translucent inner eyelid that goes over his eyeballs to protect his eyes when he's underneath the water, but he can still see because it's translucent. So he's got his own built-in otter goggles.
Oh, he's so cute,
so
for
cool.
Sure. That is really cool. 40 feet he can dive. That's pretty
Almost,
awesome.
yeah, pretty cool.
Okay, and this guy here.
This is a ringtail lemur from Madagascar. Yeah, he's King Julian.
Oh, he likes to move it.
He does, that's right. So he's a ringtail lemur. He's got really interesting characteristics as well. He's got, so he can groom his entire body with his teeth, and we call that the fur comb.
Okay.
Now there's one spot that he can't groom, and that's his head with his teeth. Now, to get his head, he has a distinguishing little claw on his back foot called the toilet claw, and he can groom his head and other parts. But yes. But anyways, you can imagine how his teeth could get very clogged up with all that fur. Well, he has a very interesting physical adaptation, a hard nodule on the bottom of his tongue that fits through his teeth, and it cleans them all out. So he's got his own built-in lemur floss. It's really cool. But one more thing about these things, if I could. It's so fun. They do this thing called a stink fight. They have these glands at their wrists and armpits that excrete a pheromone, very pungent smell. They take the tip of their tail and they rub it on those spots, and then when two lemurs square off for breeding rights, they'll wave the tip of that tail in front of the nose of the other one, and if one lemur says, "Whew, you're a lot stinkier than I am," then confrontation is avoided and the winner gets the girl.
Wow. Wow, that is love right there.
It is.
Thank you for teaching us. You really are a wildlife encyclopedia. Let's call in Kathy Pastora. She's also with the Science Mill. Kathy, tell me all about the Science Mill and what people can expect and when this is all happening.
Hi, Roma. Thank you for having us. Yes, the Science Mill is located in Johnson City, and we're only an hour away from San Antonio or Austin.
Sure.
We have over 50 indoor and outdoor exhibits. And our first event's going to be our homeschool event, October 8th from 10 to 4, followed by our grand opening of the exhibit, October 11th, which is on a Saturday from 10 to 4. We're going to have activities, workshops, and guest speakers like Jerry.
Awesome.
Yes, you can find all of this on our website, sciencemill.org.
And your exhibit is running through?
All through the holidays, so October through January. If there one more thing I could just say really quick, all of these animals were donated from zoos and sanctuaries, and they all expired from natural causes, and we use them for education now.
Yes, and you could see it is very educational, informative things that I learned today. I wouldn't have learned if you weren't here. So thank you both for being with us.
Thank you.
I hope that a lot of people go out there and check all of this out. But keep it right here because we have another look at